Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Furi. So, it's been an hour-long journey, over an hour, to end up just returning to the spot where you can get the Easter egg. The next boss we're going to fight asks you just to stay, just sit and talk to her and live effectively in a gilded cage, a peaceful life, an illusion on a different world that's been made up, but not being tortured and not being killed. At a certain level, I wouldn't be surprised if there are some jails, even in the real world, that are kind of like that, where they start you off being tortured and in suffering, and then they slowly give you privileges to the point where you take ownership of your prison and become effectively a trustee. Each of these jailers very likely are prisoners as much themselves. Really poor decision making in the development of this game, though, that you wouldn't make a checkpoint here. There's no way to save here. The best case scenario, you would copy to your save file at this point, get the Easter egg, get the achievement for getting the Easter egg, and then undo the copy of your save file and restore to this point.
Feel it in your heart, your anger, your instinct. You don't belong here.
We should have listened to the rabbit guy.
From me.
Our bosses, the bosses we're fighting now, look fairly human.
Walk with me.
Although,
it was all a mistake.
In this case,
the restraints, the guardians.
She looks almost like an angel.
We can make this right. You can't go to my world, but you can be free here. Look at what I'm offering. This can be your home. I'll take care of you. I'll tell you the tales of my world. You will tell me yours. There is so much to enjoy here.
It is
Stay with me.
definitely
Why are you leaving?
a case
What's not to like here?
where she's basically prostituting herself to keep you here.
Go any further, I have no other choice, and you even less than me.
Want to make sure not to turn back and to very quickly just walk away and make my choice to actually fight her this time.
How dare you shun me and turn down all of this? You have no idea. I was your only hope.
The thing
You
here
brought this upon yourself, stranger.
is they really don't know who he is, and I don't even really know who our protagonist is. So, her looking like an angel may mean nothing to him.
I'll make you stay.
Interesting. I'm probably going to take damage if I get knocked off the edge here. And here we have a character that is flying. So, she's going to be tough.
You made me do this to you. I didn't want to hurt you, but I will.
Funny thing here is you could say maybe he's just asexual, maybe he's just gay.
How much I sacrificed to bring you this.
There's an interesting thought, certainly, as far as just how do you depict a machine, a killing machine, or somebody who is all about fighting. She really is wrecking me. But see, again, on easy mode, she really doesn't have, like...
I offered you a way out of your cell. Now all I can do is bring you back into it.
It's funny, it's a different break animation. But yeah, on easy, she just has, like, this 3 cycle. So, if I can avoid the major damage, then I can actually probably win pretty easily here. Whoops. That wasn't really fair. It spawned me right in the middle of that attack field. This game does kind of do a fairly remarkable job in having bullets cancel each other. See, our character here seems to just fly, so you can't knock her off the edge. Now, inherently, now I'm running into the problem of, here we have a girl we haven't fought before, so I don't know any of the attack patterns, so all of the extra work that was done up until this point, playing the second characters a second time, really doesn't add much to the experience because the attack patterns are just all the same. And see, I'm just getting my butt handed to me because the timings are different. It's a little bit faster, it's a little bit different. It's not like incrementally the same. The same concepts are here, but the timing's totally different. And if you get in there early, I guess that's when you can avoid taking damage. How many times is this always going to be with the swipes? Is it always going to be 3? Or...
You bring nothing but destruction. Is your escape worth so much suffering? So many deaths?
Yeah, I'm just seeing now she's got like a crossbow.
All that I believe in. You must listen to reason. There's no other way.
And so a lot of these sections here with the bullet hell are basically just here to make you regain some health or take a breather. Unless I'm supposed to actually just power through this, which it doesn't look like I'm supposed to. I think what I'm supposed to do is this. But I guess I'm supposed to hit that there. Okay. So we have a red wave, which I don't know if red waves do more damage or what. It is certainly getting a mess.
I curse you for making us go through this. You are so blind. I was wrong. You deserve nothing more than chains and shocks.
And see, in this cycle,
All that I believe in. You must listen to reason. There's no other way.
clearly there's not really a real desire to do anything other than prevent you from escaping.
I curse you for making us go through this. You are so blind.
A lot of this audio also feels like it's half too quiet and half too loud on the voice
This
on.
will eat you up inside for the rest of your days.
I don't think it will. I don't think our protagonist cares one bit. And then her wings are all burnt. Seems like a hesitation. Do we have to defeat the jailer or do we have to kill the jailer? Because it, to me, looks like we just defeated the jailer.
I did not expect that. Not from you. I think I saw you hesitate after the last fight. You, of all people. Why would you ever hesitate? It made me think. I like it. It gives me hope.
Interesting that that's his response there. It almost feels like you should be able to go back and kill her as an option. But yeah, basically first try, and I on easy mode have beaten him or her, and she could come back in a sequel. But honestly, if you weren't going to make a sequel to this game, you really would have to expand it. It would have to be much closer to something like Nier Automata with grinding and other gameplay mechanics. Another boss fight game with somewhat low polygon Unity assets for the background is just not going to sell people on a sequel. Meanwhile, we spent 13 minutes. That should have been more time. That should have taken more time, even on easy. Should have taken at least 30 minutes. And I should have failed at least a couple times, since that's all this game has to offer. Now we're in a cutscene that looks fully animated. Maybe that means this guy is real for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Well, I took care of this one. It was really tough. I'm no fighter like you, but I got my way. After the last jailers, I felt you deserved a little more from me. Call it my contribution to our escape. We're in this together. Now more than ever.
And so the jailer seemingly is just missing completely here. Which, if anything, that makes me suspect that the bunny guy is actually the jailer. And this almost feels like it's supposed to be a hub world, or that this is the central computer world, and this is where he was projecting himself as the bunny guy. If you were trying to show that the bunny guy had some tricks, or could be a decent challenge as a fighter, then you would actually have shown him slaying somebody. But yeah, it's kind of hard to misinterpret this. This definitely looks like this is the bunny guy's domain. And you could have said, certainly at the beginning of the game, that he was locked in here.
This, my friend, is what we are fighting for. Did I tell you already how much I love my world? It's not perfect, but I love it. And the people who live there. One in particular.
Yeah, he could have said he defeated the jailer on this floor. Already. And that's how he's able to broadcast to you. Oh, the controls here are just absolutely awful. Just intentionally bad. Like, I think I need to go to the lower right to literally walk to the lower left. No, I have to walk to the lower left to go to the left. I really have never had anywhere as much trouble controlling a character. This is just broken.
This is an all-in kind of moment. It takes guts or insanity.
And it does just look like it's showing us a general picture of what the locations were and the locations that are left. I don't think it really means anything. I guess we're going to go up either through the center here, or
all the jail worlds were built from here by a genius architect. A perfectly designed masterpiece of a prison. This impossible, impassable prison. I tried so many times to find some way out of here, but there wasn't one, except for you.
So maybe it was a case that he was hired to make the prisons, and then they locked him in there so the secrets of the prisons wouldn't be free. That is what they did to, like, the architects of the pyramids. It's, at least I heard in one story,
If only I could
that's
have
what they
found
did.
a way out, without killing them, without freeing you. But I couldn't outsmart my greatest work.
So he's admitting he's the architect, basically. I kind of thought that maybe he shrunk himself down and lived in the central world section, but I'm not sure if that's really the case. It may just be that the central section is a depiction of what Earth looks like with the
Ancient
floating
animal part of
traps.
My brain took over. The urge that made me fast when she was in danger, that kept me awake when she was sick. The architect gave up, and the father came up with a plan.
So we're having reoccurring themes of fatherhood. And you kind of have a distinctive split here where the bunny guy left his daughter on Earth, or let's just call it Earth, whereas the bull guy brought his son with him.
I know what you're thinking. There's a thin line between love and madness. Time will tell.
So what this does imply, though, is that the jailer can just open the jail cell if he wanted to.
You go ahead. I'll be with you in a moment.
And maybe mentally the argument is that the bunny guy did kill the jailer of this planet by destroying that part of his personality, of his mind, going potentially crazy. It is very much a build a nuclear bomb solution to a problem. You can see from this perspective it looks like the sand is floating upside down and upward towards a ceiling of sand. But if it was an idea that the theme...
I like her. She's a lot like me. She's clever, and she has a plan.
If the theme is the love of a child, I just question if that's really where the story would come to a culmination, and that our main protagonist would have some child out there. So now we have these like hexagon shaped rocks.
On a scale of 1 to 10, she's an 11, and she'd give herself a 12.
This game is doing a fairly good job as far as the diversity of your antagonists. Almost all games barely want to have any female antagonists at all, let alone a lot of games don't want to have anything other than very stereotypical male antagonists, and we've seen them kind of break that mold.
Initiating scan.
Which is nice.
Graphene composite saber. Automatic laser handgun. Range 200 meters. Capacity maximum.
Apparently I can run out of bullets if I shot enough, but they're not telling you what the capacity is. It's not infinite. But the fact that they can even scan that much is kind of surprising. And you definitely are seeing more technology here, where the previous 8 beats per minute,
73 kilometers per hour.
that is really fast. And no damage at all after all these fights.
Analyzing DNA. Error. DNA unknown.
Yep. So that they're really laying it down thick that whatever I am is not something that they really know anything about. Yeah, the last one was taking on a very religious iconography, where clearly it's all some level of technology, sci-fi technology of some sort. And this is instead more of a technological
Remember,
icons.
For her, it's all a game, but losing is not an option.
10 meters.
So you're just walking towards the gate.
5 meters. 4. 3. 2. 1.
Which we've never seen a gate be a middle point, where it would have made a lot of sense in the game to walk through a gate and then see,
Now you're mine.
fight some minions, and then walk through another gate. So she's a sniper
Go get him,
lady
boys. This is not a drill.
with drones. And from the looks of it, she's showing even more skin and more human aspects. So in a lot of ways, this is like the second boss fight, in that you're in an area with a lot of barriers and walls, but we've got to figure out where our enemy is and see if we can.
You can't see me, but I can see you.
Right, so laser will help me find where she is. I saw her go this way. I think she's over here. So she's just going to be straight up invisible. And so the move is going to be chasing her. She seems to have kind of a wind-up. But she's also kind of somewhat safe to attack in a lot of sequences.
You certainly live up to your reputation.
And see, on easy mode, having just like 3 having 3 life bars, this might be fairly easy. And weirdly, as a sniper, she is not really putting herself in a good situation by locking us into this close combat. See, I don't know if she's here or if
Don't disappoint me.
yeah. It's like they didn't like the idea of her being a sniper, so they broke that idea by locking her into a small arena. Now, being locked into a small arena on a certain level isn't great for me either, but
All the ones who lost before you, they thought they could win too. Right up to the last minute. You think you're smarter than them?
so just gotta get the timing right again.
That was fun. Come back anytime.
And here we have yet another escape, another animation. She pauses if you get a counter pretty quickly. So really just gotta get the counters good. And that
Some relied on skill, some
is
on luck.
pretty much
Fools
true for all the
philosopher.
characters. I'm stuck. I think the game accidentally had me stuck there when it really shouldn't have.
This is my moment. I prepared for it. You are not taking it away from me.
So we're down to the last fight, but I don't know how I beat that
Is this the
cycle.
best you've got?
So try that again.
This is my moment. I prepared for it. You are not taking it away.
So, like, you just had to survive that
I can't
attack.
fail. This is my game.
This punish attack, though, it really just repeats itself, and as you get better and rely on it, you're going to end up doing it over and over again, if you're lucky. So that's really the perfect example of where it goes wrong there, is that you end up doing the punish attack 3 times in a row, because that's the only way you can really hurt anybody. And you'd almost think that there'd be a cutscene.
Assuming manual control.
Like, we can see our character apparently can move really, really fast. Faster than you can control him. But yeah, it would make a lot of sense to have a cutscene in the middle.
Sweet.
There would be a
You
checkpoint,
beat her at her own
and then
game.
a few more rounds.
She was a cheater anyway.
Now, I don't know what she was specifically cheating there, other than the fact that she
I wonder what she would have made of my plan. What chance of
was
success
hiding.
she would have given it.
whereas none of the other characters are hiding.
We are not the kind that rely on probabilities, eh? We rely on what's in here. We take our chances.
Notice our rabbit guy doesn't even really move when he's talking. Yeah,
I can already feel the wind out there.
it does feel like each of these boss battles are supposed to be samurai versus samurai fights. So it would be very dishonorable in the mentality of a samurai to snipe and hide. But in modern forms of fighting, almost no holds are barred, no strategies are barred. So her being a sniper just feels very fair. If we were going to start to argue that this is supposed to be honorable sword fighting, then we would have to remove all the gun play and all the time rewind mechanic of the one character and all the other tricks that every other character did. Because every boss has some special attack that is probably not fair, in that it's spreading a whole bunch of bullets all over the screen and you're having to dodge it. Although, canonically in the story, every trick these jailers try has failed miserably. The other problem, though, and this is definitely more of game design, is that this game has really failed miserably to give me any challenge. And once again, that I think comes down to the decision of having that Easter egg ending in the middle of the game and making me start all over. Now I am twice as warmed up and twice as prepared to make progress. Plus the Promenade Easy mode is just too easy in general. Even on the first try with some of the characters I am winning. There needs to be a difficulty level that is somewhere between easy and normal, because normal's a little too difficult, and easy is way too easy. So we just defeated like 2 people, and 1 jailer was defeated by the bunny guy, he claims, in 30 minutes. Yeah, so by that timing, we may be done with the entirety of the games and get to the true credits maybe in the next hour or so. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to support me further, there's a link down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.